Hey, we are live. That was quick. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Weird Girls Weekly Recap of all things awesome. We're here to talk about all the stuff from last week that is awesome, or at least is stuff that we could watch because there's only so many hours in the day, and it's hard to do that stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. We haven't been able to watch everything, but there's a lot of stuff we do want to talk about regardless because things are happening. Real quick, let's jump in. Tonight, we've got Elizabeth. Say hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, Weirdlings.
And Amanda's
Greetings from
back.
West Texas.
What's that?
So greetings
What?
from West Texas.
Yes.
Aw.
And there's Kitty with Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Howdy, guys.
Meow.
Oh.
Square cat. Anyway,
So
we've got a lot to talk about. The first thing we need to talk about is it's been kind of a weird day. It's like the entire nation is in mourning because we did find out earlier today that Robin Williams has died, apparently of suicide. Um,
Oh.
yeah, it's really kind of depressing and surprising and shocking. It's been a weird day. Everybody everywhere is talking about Robin Williams and what an effect he had on everybody. And you know what? He really did have a huge effect. I remember watching Mork and Mindy with this guy, and all the way up through Aladdin and everything he's done since then. Robin Williams has always been just this guy who's been around and has been great. Some of his dramatic roles were amazing. Heck, Good Morning Vietnam is still an amazing.
Oh, classic. Good morning, Vietnam. That's my
So,
impression.
the entire entertainment world is kind of reeling right now because of the loss of Robin Williams. What do you say? I mean, what can you say at this point? He'll be missed.
I mean, you can't say anything because it's so shocking when you have somebody that you grew up with, even if you don't even know the person, like take away from you that quickly. And I mean, Robin Williams was the same way. I'm reacting the same way when Egon died.
Yeah.
Couple months ago. Like it's so weird to have somebody that you grew up with in entertainment be ripped away so easily, and like how you feel after. You're like, oh my gosh, like he really was in a lot of movies that I grew up with and I really enjoyed, and this is really sad. It's like when Michael Jackson died. I was really, that sucked, man.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I don't think we ever realized just how much stuff that he's really been involved in, but he really has done a lot of stuff that's iconic. Really, I think iconic's not too strong a word for a lot of his roles. So I mean,
Dead Poet Society was my favorite,
uh,
which
yeah,
is a little ironic considering, yeah.
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 It's definitely ironic, and that whole scene. I mean, the Captain My Captain scene in that is just still just this amazing, amazing scene, and he was just a great, great role in that. It's been all over Tumblr. That scene in particular from Dead Poets Society has been all over Tumblr, where they all stand on the tables as he leaves after he's been fired and everything. Just an amazing role. I honestly, one of a movie that always really affected me. I don't think it was a big hit, and I'm not really sure a lot of people really liked it. But The Fisher King was one of the first really dramatic roles I ever saw him in, and I thought The Fisher King was amazing. It was a really, really dark role for him, but it was just an amazing role. And God, just that and everything else. And I can't forget Aladdin. Come on.
Seriously.
I mean,
His voice acting in that movie was just phenomenal. And in my opinion, probably one of the top, at least maybe not, maybe the top voice actor of Disney. Not saying like as many roles as they've done, because he's obviously only done the genie, but like pure like embodiment of the character, he
yeah.
was, you know.
You nailed it there. The embodiment of the character. I don't think anybody beat him. Anything like that.
Oh no! And I mean, movies like Jumanji, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Peter Pan, or excuse me, Hook, are those classic movies that I really, really grew up with. And being able to watch Mrs. Doubtfire now is going to be different for me. Makes me
Yeah.
sad.
And Hook is one of the. There are very few movies that I watch multiple times. Hook is one of those movies that whenever it's on, I'll kind of stop and start watching that movie because
Yeah.
it's just so great. I just love that movie so much. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh God, it's just a sad day in the entertainment world today.
Yes.
Loss of Robin Williams, parent suicide. If you haven't heard, big deal. So we're all a little sad, but you got to keep going on. So we're gonna keep going on, and we're gonna talk about stuff. You know, it seems a little weird. Is it weird that we're sitting here, we're talking about this morning of, you know, this person who we all grew up with and so iconic in culture, and now we're gonna be like, hey, let's talk about TV stuff. Is that weird? Is that odd?
It is. I can't get on social media. Like, I can't get on Twitter right now. All I see is that. I can't get on Facebook right now. I've just been not getting on any social media because it's all over. It's like all over the place.
Yeah, it's
Just
everywhere. My stream is covered with Robin Williams stories right now.
I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, me too.
Because I found it out on Twitter first when some people that were posting about it, like, it was like one post was about it and the next one. Then seriously, every single tweet I had from my X amount of followers was about Robin Williams. And I'm like, okay, this obviously can't be a hoax. This is legit.
Yep. That's exactly the way it was too. At first, people were like, "I'm really hoping this isn't true. Can anybody verify this?" And they were going back and forth. It's only the entertainment site, so we've not verified yet. Blah blah blah. And then one of the networks released a statement from the police department, like, "Okay, so this is actually a thing." Oh.
He probably passed away like earlier in the day, like at noon.
Yeah.
Well,
11 o'clock or something.
Isn't it noon right now? No.
No. It's.
I don't know times. I don't know time zones. But yeah, he passed away earlier, and they kept it quiet for a while.
Yeah, they said the last time he was seen was last night around 10:30 p.m. and his body was found at 11 a.m. this morning. Yeah, just sad.
Happy.
All right.
Me happy.
Let's talk about things. Let's talk about other things, shall we? Let's talk about other things.
Yep.
Please.
What do you want to talk about first? Do we want to start with Legend of Korra?
Sure.
We can start with Legend of Korra. And before we get started, apparently I was wrong because we were saying a couple of weeks ago, we were having a big debate over whether you could see The Legend of Korra online, and you can on Nick.com, and we've always been able to see it on Nick.com before. Apparently now you have to have a cable subscription.
You may have always, but you just had our cable subscription in your cookies or something, and so it was already saved on your computer.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be. I've never had that problem before, so
yeah.
Maybe that's a thing. Regardless, it's so annoying. It's so hard to get to see Korra now. It's ridiculous. It's like, if you really want to watch Korra, you can't.
There was like one poster at San Diego of Korra.
Is that it?
One. And Nickelodeon had a huge booth, of course, but they were really promoting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a lot.
Well, that kind of makes sense considering it was coming out like within 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, the movie was coming out, plus the show was doing really, really well on Nick. But yeah, I was very surprised. There was like one like, 7-foot poster of Korra. That was it.
That's sad. That's just sad.
I thought of you guys when I saw it, though.
I would have totally stolen that poster. I would have gone up to that booth and said, "You don't care. I'm taking this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't care enough, I'll take that poster. I'll put it up right over there, side of my office. Ugh, that's annoying. But whatever. So let's talk about Korra. So, wow, so many things. Sorry, I'm still reading about the Robin Williams stuff. I'll stop reading about the Robin Williams stuff. So here we go. When last we left Korra, she was captured by the Earth Kingdom. Elizabeth, what happened then?
Okay, so there's actually 2 groups headed back to the Earth Kingdom. The Earth Queen's guards have Korra and Asami in their airship, and Asami, she's kind of smart. She's an engineer, and she's like, well, this is my competitor's airship, so it's a piece of crap. So I know how to take it apart. And so she manages to break out of her constraints. They take out the guards. Unfortunately, they also wreck the ship in the meantime. But hey, it's Asami, no big deal. She can put it back together. Because they had been wrecked in the desert, which is a bad place to be wrecked. And just as they're all excited because the engine starts and it's up in the air, this giant Beetlejuice sandworm comes and eats it. So yeah, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Giant Beetlejuice sandworm eats your ship. Yeah, probably a bad thing.
Yeah, and it's still out there. So So she puts together this sand sail. Are you laughing at my storytelling?
I love the way you tell stories. It cracks me up so much because every time you get to this certain point, you're like, And then this happened. Ah! It just cracks me up.
I've been in the car for 8 hours. I am in this little bitty town. I'm happy to have Wi-Fi. Just yes.
Not judging, I'm enjoying.
Okay. Anyway, so Sally puts together this cool sand sail thing, which, Korra and her airbending, they take off with the big sandworm chasing after them, and they make it back to that desert resort place. The other group that was headed to the Earthquake, they make it. So the Red Lotus has Mako and Olin. Yeah. And their plan is to trade these guys for Korra, and also they'll tell the Earth Queen where her stolen airbenders are. So the Queen agrees, and they're all just kind of waiting around for Korra to get there. They hear that the ship's broken down and Korra's escaped, so they kind of change their mind, and they just kill the Earth Queen. Yay! Yay,
okay.
dead Earth Queen.
I'm going to stop you there for a second.
Uh-huh.
I think that this part of the episode is why we're seeing a lot of the way Nickelodeon's handling Korra. Because that was a pretty dark scene.
That was a very dark scene. I can't remember any of their names, but the airbender guy, bad guy, basically sucks all the air out of the Earth Queen. Like, makes this weird bubble around her head and just she shrivels up, and it was
Yeah, just airbended the air right out of her lungs, suffocated her, and killed her. But it was really interesting how they handled it, because at no point in that show did they say, like, the Earth Queen was killed, or so-and-so killed the Earth Queen. They just said, her reign has ended.
Yeah.
That's all they would say. But to me, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, is that Nickelodeon seeing this show and is like, we can't have this show on Nickelodeon. That's really, really dark. So maybe that's why they made that decision. I'm not saying that they're handling it well. I'm saying that, man, this show does not work on Nickelodeon.
No. Just saying. So he gets on the big citywide PA and announces to the entire town or city of Ba Sing Se, the town is yours. The Earth Queen, her reign is over. I'm not taking over. You've had enough rulers. It's all yours. So, of course, craziness and looting and chaos ensues. Meantime, so the sand sail arrives at the resort town, and there's a dragon outside. Yay! It means Zuko's there. So they go into the tavern, and Lin and Zuko and Korra's dad are talking, and like, Korra, yay! And she tells them all about the Red Lotus, and tells them this is only the beginning. Yeah, because these are only 22-minute episodes.
I know. So weird. These episodes are so short. Every time we're done, you and I both look at each other and we're like, we want more. Give us more now. I thought it was really interesting after the Earth Queen was killed, how the lava bender took down the walls, because in case you didn't really miss or you don't really know how Ba Sing Se, which is the capital of the Earth Nation, is, it's set up in rings, and the outer ring is like the slums, the poor. The middle ring is kind of like the middle class traders and merchants and stuff, and the inner ring is like the nobility. That's where all the rich people and nobility hang out. And as soon as he announced that the Earth Queen was not taking charge anymore, didn't say kill, but the lava bender went out there and just knocked holes in the walls for each ring, and people just started swarming in and just looting, going crazy. It was just insane. It was a really dark episode in the grand scheme of things. I mean, there were some really good parts. Like, I loved it when the airship crashed and the Earth Nation soldiers were like starting to get on Korra's side. Like, I'd rather leave. Yeah, let's get out of here. You're cool. You're not. Let's do this. That was kind of
yes, his guards were kind of cool.
Oh, and the prisoners, when Mako and Bolin were thrown in prison, the prisoners were cracking me up. They were just trying everything possible to get Bolin to metal bin. They were harassing each other. It was great. So yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in there. It was a really dark episode that the death of the Earth Queen Is that the darkest moment in any Avatar episode? I mean, there have been some pretty dark stuff, like in
There's
the
been probably some more dramatic, but that may have been the darkest.
maybe
Maybe.
so.
Yeah.
I think of that one time in the Last Airbender when there's this scene of I can't remember her name, Zuko's sister, the crazy sister, the lightning bender.
Never remember. Yeah.
Anyway, they finally captured her, and she's just raging. She's just lost her mind, and they've got her tied up, and she's on the floor just yelling and screaming and spitting lightning out as they're just walking away from her. It was just, wow, that's intense. So I don't know. It's pretty dark though, but a great episode. We're looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
So Chris said he watched book 3 just fine. Chris, did you have to log in for cable or anything like that? Really curious about that. And I went to legendofkorra.com. Is that even a website? I don't even think that's a website. What is that? What is this legendofkorra.com you speak of, sir? I don't know what that is. Apparently I'm having some issues with my... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Having some issues with the server on my side, so I'm not getting all of your comments right in time. So I apologize for that. I'll get to them as soon as I can. But, yeah, let me know if you had to, like, log in for that, because it seems to be kind of a weird thing that I'm not able to get there. Chris also says you're a great storyteller, Elizabeth.
I saw it. You're definitely slow, so I've already responded to that.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Yeah. Chris, I had a feeling that the Earth Queen wasn't going to be ruling, but I really didn't think they were going to kill her. I just... Again,
yeah,
and part
like the like, you know, she ends up in the slums or something. Some comical, like, selling, you know, the rotten fruit or something.
Yeah, right.
That seemed more like a Nickelodeon ending to her reign than having the air sucked out of her.
Yes. Now, having said that, Chris, you got another good point. Bloodbending is pretty much torture, and that was all over the place. And so, bloodbending, sucking the air out of lung. This is not a kid's show. I mean, it's just not a kid's show. Maybe that's why Nickelodeon's finally like, okay, we'll put it online, but we can't have it on broadcast. Because how do you sell ads? If that's the only show that hits a certain demographic on your entire network, how do you sell ads for that?
Because when you sign in, it's like adults only. I mean, it even says that.
What?
Yeah. When I had to put in my ID and password, it even said adults if you want to see the episodes.
Wow.
What the frick?
Yeah. They clearly don't know what's going on or how to work with that show. Clearly. Because, wow. Well, okay. There's only a few episodes left, aren't there? Aren't there like 3 or 4 left, and that's it?
Yeah, probably. It's short.
It's getting short. I haven't heard anything about season 4, but apparently, you know, it's still on. They've already bought it, so I'm assuming they're going to let them make it and do something with it. But yeah, all in all, things are coming to a head. I'm kind of curious how this is going to turn out. We had a conversation last time about how this was going to struggle to be quite as epic as last season's finale. I don't know.
I'm hoping there's something, like some sort of twist, because, you know, taking out all the rulers is going to create chaos and looting, and I mean, that was kind of a given, so hopefully that's not like the big, ta-da, see, this didn't work. I would hope there would be.
Think about who that means you've got to take out. That means you've got to take out Zuko. He's a Fire Lord. You've got to take out Tonraq, Korra's dad. And you've got to take out Tenzin. Those are the 3 that they're going to have to take out. So if you get all 3 of them fighting with the Red Lotus, wow, that could be pretty epic.
Okay.
And my camera is like, I'm pink right now. I like to have this pretty shade of pink.
It's changing. It's flashing back and forth. I think if you're closer, it's good. I don't know.
I just realized that Robin Williams was in Fern Gully.
Oh, yes, he was. He was the bat in Fern Gully.
Bat in Fern Gully. That was my childhood, too.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
like, serious, like, having problems with all of this on my newsfeed.
You want to talk about Face Off then?
Huh?
You want to talk about Face Off? Take your mind off of it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about Face Off.
Yeah, let's talk about Face Off. Woo! Better.
All right, we'll talk about Face Off. The challenge of Face Off. They're going to create aliens, not just aliens, ancient aliens that had an influence on Earth's culture.
Yes, these were the aliens that either built or inspired the wonders of the world. There was This one was another easy one to guess who was going off. I think like I actually called it halfway in the middle of day one, just because she was stressing me out. I was like, "There's no way she can make it on this show. There's just
Yeah,
no."
they're editing so much around her to where it's like you're either gonna win or you're gonna lose. We know how reality show stuff works now.
Hers was Stonehenge, and she was making this entire chess piece that just looked like a chest,
Yeah.
which we had in the last season. And someone made a whole chest piece for no reason because it looked just like a chest. Like you got a model. He's pretty buff. You can just paint him.
Yeah.
Why would you spend... She spent at least a full day working on a chess piece that was nothing but a chest.
And
Yeah.
edges were so bad. Let me pull them up. Yeah. This was Gwen's weird little... yeah, I mean, she tried to cover up the edges with that, like, matted down fur, and it just didn't work. And it didn't even really fit the challenge. He just kind of looked like some sort of Neanderthal with a bony face.
Yeah. It didn't look right.
They said this didn't even look alien. It looked more ancient or something like that, or like Neanderthal. It was right, and it's like you're right. That does not look like an alien. That looks like some prehistoric monster kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, tribal, they could stick some bones in there, and I don't know. It just didn't work.
Nope. Fail.
Fail. Fail.
Fail.
There was two really good ones. Like, I couldn't decide between my favorite two.
Yeah, I really liked the pink one.
Yes, Mayflower. This was Sasha's.
That was the girl that said, "I don't know how to do sculpting," and then boom.
No, she didn't know how to she didn't know how to like make the mold or something.
Oh. Yeah, she didn't know that she had to sculpt it first, then mold it, then cast it, then mold whatever.
Yeah, she knew how to sculpt, but she didn't know how to do the molding and the casting, which means she needs to go on Jim Henson because there they do all that for you after you do the sculpt.
Exactly.
But
I really liked it though because I think the style was really cool and it looks very Hindi, especially with all of the chain stuff. I thought that was a really cool detail, and I like the paint job.
Yes, and this one was second place. The winner, Stella, and hers was pretty impressive as well.
Somewhere.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was
that one, the neck piece and the colors and the weird stuff, it just all worked out really well.
Yeah. The Hindi ones turned out great.
Yeah.
I love this one. I love how they she actually implanted jewels in the neck so that it would emulate some of the kind of the decorations on the temple that she was basing it off of. It was very, very cool she did that. I like that a lot.
They thought about details, which is what wins face-off, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Although, I did have one critique of some of the critiques. So, and I've heard, what's his name, Glenn say this many times. He's like, the anatomy of this just doesn't make any sense. I was like, you're aliens. You don't know what your anatomy is supposed to be. I was like, get off your horse. This isn't human. This is alien. I mean, one of them didn't even have a face. It just had like this weird shell thing coming over. There is no set of rules for alien anatomy. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. That's one that always gets me. Now, having said that, there are times when they just do something that doesn't make any sense at all. Like a bone in the middle of a cheek doesn't make any sense because there's no, why would that happen? A bone in the middle of this soft. I get stuff like that. But overall bone structure and structure of a body and the skull and everything like that, you can't say that if it's an alien. I mean, you had the perfect example. The one that was nothing but like this big shell for a head, I thought was awesome. I thought that was super cool.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was cool, too. The Stonehenge one?
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah. I thought that was neat.
So, I agree. I think some of their critiques are a little off on that. I mean, yeah, it's not human anatomy. They're aliens. They're
Maybe
not
that's
aliens.
normal.
That could be normal for an alien. How do you know? You don't know.
No,
Don't
you don't know.
So, and I think I'm gonna say that I think that Sasha, the pink one, I think she
Yeah.
could have won. I like that one a lot, and I'm surprised because she came in there. It's the first time she ever made a cowl, and she didn't know how to cast, and she didn't know all this stuff. But overall,
Did she mention that when she was talking to the judges?
no.
Oh,
don't think so.
okay, good.
Do you think that would have
Although
helped if she did?
if she might have, I think it would have helped her. I think it would have. I think she would have won if she had been like, this was my very first cast ever. They either would have scolded her for being like, you're on Face Off, what are you doing? Or, wow, congratulations, here's a win.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Who doesn't, like, if you don't know how to do that, who doesn't practice and learn that before you go on the freaking show? I don't understand.
There were so many times that I watched Project Runway back in the heyday of Project Runway when it was actually good, that there were people on there that were like, I don't know how to make a lining. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know how to drape a dress. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, my
Can't
favorite
even
was the spit girl. She was like, I make my. She didn't like draw on it. She would spit on it, and I was like, what is she doing?
Oh yeah. She would put her mark,
Oh,
Yeah.
put her mark in all of her garments. Really messed up. She didn't last that long.
no, she didn't. Thank God. But they invited her back. They invited her back to like the best of competition at some
One of the All-Star ones.
Because she was memorable. That's why.
Exactly.
Not good, but definitely memorable.
Anyway, but we were also talking. I don't know how you feel about this, Amanda. Like, there are some really talented and creative people this season, but there's some that aren't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
seem
there's
as
some that just like, really? I just,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've watched this season, and I could tell from one episode that I was like, they are almost choosing people to be let go before they're even started the competition.
it's
Maybe the judges are like, can you guys, like, everyone's really good. We're having a hard time. Pick some ones that suck and cast them.
Yeah, because last season everybody was really strong.
Yeah.
This
I
season
mean, it was tough.
not as consistent.
No, I mean I think Sig so far has been lights out. Sig is awesome. I'm looking forward to him.
Which is he the older guy?
No, Sig's the guy that always wears the hat with the monster eating his head.
I've only seen this one episode, so I don't know.
Okay. He's kind of a quirky guy. He won last week or the week before last. But I think he's really good, and I never can remember her name, but the girl that reminds me of Amy, my friend Amy.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
E or something like that. Dark hair, pixie cut, whatever. I like her.
Yeah.
He's good.
And
So,
another guy I think is really good is the one who actually has won an Emmy or an Oscar or something. Like.
oh yeah, the guy that used to work.
Vince, I think. Yeah.
They let
Yeah,
a guy on Face Off that's won an award, like an Emmy or an Oscar?
Well, I don't think he actually won, but he worked on some productions in the past. I think he worked on Stargate and stuff like that in the past.
Right, those
But then he's 20 years
off.
off.
For like 15 years. He hasn't been in the industry for like 15 years. So this is him trying to get back in the industry.
Okay, well, I see his cool storyline, so that's kind of cool. But if I was on Face Off and I realized that I'm sitting next to a guy that worked on Stargate or like somebody like, oh yeah, I worked on Lord of the Rings, I was like, what? Why are you here?
That's not fair.
He did one of the Easter Island things. He did like the Easter Island guy who was kind of in the robes that had like the very Moai looking head. It was I thought it was pretty cool. And I think he even won maybe the first week. I don't remember, one of the weeks.
No, he didn't win. He didn't win.
Was he the guy that got done really early the second day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was the guy that was just hanging out being like, I'm just going to chill so I'm relaxed.
Right.
So clearly he knows how to work under pressure because he's had to do it before. So he's got that advantage.
Clearly.
We'll
I'm just waiting for the costume design Face-Off. Like, there's a body painting one that's going to premiere. It's got Jim Henson's. They've got Face-Off. I'm like, can we please get costume design? Like, that's all I want.
Whatever happened? I mean, I feel like they'll do a costume at some point, but I wonder whatever happened to the set design one, because they did the set design one once as
They
well.
did one season of the set design and just cut it. I don't even think it made it. I don't even remember when that premiered.
It was more like a mini, like, it was like 3 or 4 episodes. It wasn't even a full season.
Okay. I don't remember if it was any good.
Yeah. It was
I
okay.
just feel like sci-fi is just skirting around all of the really cool genres of art, especially in entertainment, that they could do, and they're just like leaving costume design out, which is a big one, and half of the costumes that the face-off people do are terrible. They have these amazing like cows and sculptures and hands in their costumes like moss. I'm like, oh, what is that?
They're not making those. They're like kind of giving someone what they want, and that's what they get, I think.
Yeah. And sometimes they'll say like, have this design, and then I got the costume, and it just did not work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought this with even going back to Project Runway. I've always thought that Project Runway should merge with something like America's Next Top Model, to where you've got the America's Next Top Model. They're actually wearing what the Project Runway people put on the runway, so you have them both competing. Have something like that. So you've got Face Off, you got the makeup artist developing that, but then at the same time, you've got costume designers that are developing costumes for that makeup kind of thing. You've got 2 shows at once.
They did do that. When it went from Bravo to Lifetime, that transition after season.
They did do that one season, that's right, where they kind of had a mini reality show with the models.
Mini reality show of the models after that. I remember that because I think that was like two seasons after season 10.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
What bugged me about that was that there was no real competition for the models. They just followed them along, and they didn't really have to do anything. At least on America's Next Top Model, they still have to compete. They're not on there solely based on their designer that they're with. Their designer gets off, they're off. So let's have a competition with the models.
Right. It's interesting because if I was in the position of a costume designer and my models were going through the same thing I was, and like if I'd be switching up models so often, like that throws me off my game. So like I kind of understand how they were like keeping the same model throughout everything, and of course Face Off kind of does the same thing. A lot of them try to keep the same model, and I think from a designer standpoint, that's easier and less stressful, but it'd be kind of cool to see what they do, but I would not be happy if I had, a size 2 model for like half the season and all of a sudden I get a size 6. I'm like, I gotta learn all this stuff again. Ugh.
I can see that from a design perspective. From me watching it, I would love to see it. I think that would be fun. I see it from me.
All right.
I'll give you that.
Thanks.
No
Just
problem.
because I've done it before, done Project Runway stuff before. It's crazy.
Wait, done Project Runway stuff before?
No. Yeah, like we at my U of L when I studied, we did Project Runway competitions.
Got it. Okay. For a minute, I thought, wait a minute, did you audition for Project Runway?
No, I never wanted to. Had a bunch of friends that did though. Not many that got past to the first call round, but some that did.
Gotta be tough. I would assume it'd be tough. Would you ever do Face Off? Do you sculpt as well? Would you ever be able to do a Face Off?
I am not to that point yet. The only one I would ever do would be Jim Henson's, just because puppet creation and foam fabrication is what I know. I am not that good of a clay sculptor. What these people sculpt is absolutely amazing. So I don't think I could do that. I'm just not there yet.
Got it. So we'll just wait and see you on the next season of Jim Henson's Shop. How's that?
Perfect.
Yay.
Sounds good. I gotta learn how to do those servos though.
Oh yeah.
On the side. I don't know that.
Pretty important.
That'd be fun. All right. Anything else about Face Off?
What's next week's topic? Did you say?
What is it?
I think it's trees.
Trees?
That's what it looked like when I was getting those pictures. It had like these ancient trees.
Well, it makes me think of the Ents from Lord of the Rings, and that makes me really excited because they were my favorite part of the Two Towers. So maybe we could see something really cool.
that would make sense with all the stuff that's going on with
Groot.
Guardians of the Galaxy right now with Groot. That would make sense. I can see that.
Which, by the way, I'm finally seeing tomorrow night.
Oh, yay!
Finally, I'll get all of the jokes and the things on the wall. It's so out of it. I need to see it. Now I'm forcing my family to go see the movie.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. We saw it last week, and it's a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
Let me know what you think of it. I'm kind of curious. I hear so many people say it's the best Marvel movie ever, and I want to hear what everybody thinks about it.
I think it's the funniest. I wouldn't say it's the best. I'll say it's the funniest.
It's more funny than Iron Man. I mean, Iron Man has some pretty good quips. The first one.
I think it's funnier than Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think, me personally, I still think I like Avengers better.
Okay.
I like that type of humor better, but I mean, just quantity of jokes and humor, it's probably got more.
So here's one of my main questions. Everyone is so attached to Rocket and Groot than like Star-Lord and Gamora or anybody else. Does the movie make you love them like so much to where everyone wants to be Groot and Rocket?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
that makes me really happy. Because when I saw the trailer and everything, I knew I was gonna be like, I'm gonna be a fan of Groot and Rocket. Like I know I am. Even though I love Zoe Saldana, like kicks a butt girl, but I'm gonna love those two.
Yeah, they're the standouts. I mean, and everybody else was great. Chris Pratt's amazing. Zoe Saldana, awesome Gamora. You could not have a better Gamora than Zoe Saldana. Yeah. I mean, that stellar casting. But Groot and Rocket, they kind of own the show, really.
They own the show? Good. That makes me happy. And Chris Pratt is just gorgeous. Ugh, man.
Yeah. It's good. I've had some people that say they have to go back the second time just so they can hear more of the dialogue because there's so much laughing the first time they couldn't hear all the jokes. So
wow.
Back another time so they can listen to it again and actually hear all the jokes. So,
cool. Yeah. Well, Guardians was, I mean, everything San Diego was about Guardians of the Galaxy. That's all it was. Guardians. Everybody loved it. Everyone was excited. They were handing out like Rocket, Raccoon, little stuffed guys in the Marvel booth, and people were like grabbing them like it's a Furby from that year and Christmas. I mean, it was crazy how much people were like all over this movie.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Well done. They're saying that this is probably going to be Marvel's most successful movie yet.
That's crazy. They just keep topping it. Like I know. How? Damn, it's like they're like Disney. Well, they are Disney. Never mind. Never mind. Like Disney keeps topping themselves, Marvel keeps topping themselves. Oh wait, they're the same company.
Same thing. The only thing that Marvel seems to be struggling with is Thor. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, and I have not seen the second Thor, so I can't say much.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first Thor, but Thor's my favorite Avenger, so that's why I love it so. But I loved Captain America because I liked how it was set back in the 40s. That was awesome. And then Iron Man was just funny as hell because it was the first one. So I really like it. Did you see, I think this news broke before Robin Williams, and some people were talking about it. Now it's all about Robin Williams. I think, was it Fox released the rest of Marvel's ownership to Disney? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like X-Men is now Disney?
Yes, and that blows me away because that sets up so much potential right now. It's not even funny.
It's huge. I mean, honestly, I'm very surprised Fox let it go because the past two X-Men movies have been very successful.
Yeah. Now, I didn't hear they let go of the X-Men. I heard they let go of a lot of the other stuff, but they actually let go of the X-Men?
Oh, I don't know. I just assumed.
Whoops. All right.
What else do they have? What else does Fox have? Oh, Spider-Man.
Fantastic Four. They've got, I think they have Deadpool.
Which, by the way, have you seen the leaked footage of Deadpool?
Yep.
The animated thing? Oh my God, does that not look amazing?
That's some pretty good animation for test animation. They went all out for that.
It was beautiful. It looked real.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. Everyone's looking so awesome. Everything's so good. I can't keep up.
Yeah, I know. No kidding. It looks like... No, it looks like Fox did not release X-Men from what I'm finding. If anybody knows, so I saw that Eric's in the room. Eric, if you've heard any of this news, let me know if you've heard anything, because I've actually been swamped doing other things and reading about Robin Williams in my stream all day. So if you know anything about the Marvel rights, if Fox has released and what they've released, let me know.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what Disney now has.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, if they ever release X-Men, which I can't imagine them releasing rights to the X-Men, there could be so much Avengers X-Men crossover that would just.
Oh my God, it'd be beautiful. It'd be beautiful. And let's just say this: no more stupid Burger King commercials. God, I hate the propaganda commercials that Fox does for their X-Men. They are awful.
Horrible.
So bad.
Did you? Eric just says that was a hoax.
That was a hoax?
Oh.
Don't be pulling my string here. I've had a hard time with this Robin Williams thing. All right, I need to know facts. I need to know them now.
Facts. Oh, it was an article dated April 1st. Okay.
Why do you feel for something dated April 1st?
Why did my friend post that? Oh, I think she took it down. Never mind.
So somebody probably said quit it. That's a lie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she took it down. Never mind. I'm looking at her page right now.
If Marvel got rights to those characters back, but man, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that. Chris said if Fox let go of X-Men, it would change Avengers too, because Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, big time.
And we've got two versions of Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch going on. You've got the X-Men version, and now you've got the Avengers version going on. And they are different versions, dramatically different.
I don't like it. But you can't do anything about it. They're different people, they're different costumes, they're going to be different versions. But just like, dang. Like, cross the river, make a treaty for a couple of people, Fox and Disney. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, again, these deals all happened before Marvel got their own studio and was really able to start making this stuff happen. So I'm sure at the time it made sense.
That's true.
Now we just have to deal with that. And you know, I doubt if Fox is ever going to let those rights go because they know what they've got. Or they know
they can make money with that. And what else does Fox make money with?
Nothing. Not a thing. That's not true. They make money with other stuff. Okay, we should talk about other things. What's next on our list, Elizabeth?
True Blood.
True Blood. We are
on.
Yeah, it's almost over.
There's over 2 episodes.
2 more episodes left. 2 more.
Yes, and we had some closure on this episode.
And I will say some of that closure I think was a little too easy, but we'll cover that.
Yeah. So there was the scene that we had 30 seconds of on the previous episode where Letty Mae and Lafayette were digging just random holes in the yard of their old house. Well, the owners are like, what's going on? And the Reverend shows up. He's like, I'm sorry, please don't tell anyone how crazy the Reverend's wife is. And then James shows up. He's like, here you go, want some more? Offering to drink some more of his blood. And they convince the Reverend to come on their V-trip with them so that he can see they're not crazy and they're not addicts. They're really trying to talk to Tara. So they all go on their V-trip. And they follow Tara's ghost through their old house and to a birthday party when Tara was a little kid. And Sookie's there, and Lafayette's there, and they're having it in the middle of the afternoon because we find out that Tara's dad's just a bad guy. He comes home early and breaks up the party, and he's abusive and starts going after Letty Mae. So he's looking for his gun, and Tara finds the gun, and she almost pulls the trigger. Instead, she goes and buries it in the front yard, and that's what she was trying to find. So she apologizes. She says she probably should have pulled the trigger and done more to help her mom. And they say, oh, it wasn't your fault, and they hug, and that's the end of that story. Yay!
Yeah, yay, because that means Tara's finally gone. He says, let me go. She's like, okay, go now. You're going away. Bye-bye, Tara.
Yay.
This is another thing where I just think the writers got lazy at times. Because this whole Tara plot line, it started off where she's on a cross speaking in tongues and doing all this crazy stuff, and she doesn't say a word the entire time. She's quiet, she's speaking in tongues, until she leads them into the house and they see the scene from her past, and then all of a sudden Tara can talk. Why didn't you just come out and talk in the first place, Ghost Tara? Why didn't you just come out and talk?
And she had a snake, too. I don't understand the snake.
What was up with the snake? It's like the writers are like, let's make this creepy and weird. What do? Have her talk in tongues. Have her carry a snake. Have her do stuff that doesn't make any sense. And then at the end, they get bored and like, oh, we got a snake. What do? Forget it. Well, let's talk in tongues. What do? Have her talk normal. Yeah. Lazy. Best thing, Tara gone. Ooh.
Yay. So in the meantime, yeah, Hoyt is going through his mom's stuff, packing it up, and Bridget's going through his old photo albums, and she says something about, oh, and we have kids, and that just makes them all mad, and they get in a fight. Just then, Jason gets these pictures on his phone of Adeline and Jessica all tied up, and it's from Violet, and she's got him, and she says, yeah, you better get over here. So he rushes over. Of course, he's no match for a freaking vampire.
Wait, you have missed something that drove me crazy.
That Bridget got in the car?
Yes, because they're having an argument. Bridget and Hoyt are having an argument. The police officer, the sheriff's deputy, gets a phone call and says, I gotta go. Bridget says, I'm going with you, and gets in the car with him to go on something.
That's super dangerous.
Super dangerous. And she thinks that it's better to be there than to be sitting there with Hoyt, who's having an argument about whether they're going to have kids or not. So let me go with the sheriff's deputy to do something super dangerous.
They just met because Hoyt doesn't know that he knows Jason. And, yeah.
Like 2 days ago. They just met 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So dangerous that when they get there, he gives her a gun. And she's like, what am I doing with this? So, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, he gives her a gun and says, if anything happens, just shoot. You really think she's going to be able to shoot a vampire if a vampire comes out and get... Really? You think she can take out Violet?
Because he can't even take Violet. No, Violet takes him, straps him up to the little thing. She's got all 4 of them strapped up in their underwear, and she's like explaining what order she's going to go in and how she's going to kill or torture each one of them. She's standing in the middle of the room in her like pretty little thing, and then all of a sudden, yay, Hoyt shows up and shoots her, and she explodes. It was pretty quick.
It was too quick. That's one of the things. This is one of the things that kind of bothered me about that episode, because we've been talking about how Violet is just such a badass vampire, and she's even talking about how she's seen so much centuries she's been alive, and people have done this, and
Cleopatra, they were nothing.
Yeah, they were nothing. They were hollow shells. I am a perfect and then all of a sudden Hoyt comes in and shoots her, and she blows up. That's how you end the Violet storyline. That's how you do that. Again, the writers were like, crap, we got 2 episodes left. Hoyt kills her. Okay, let's do that. And come on.
Yes, it was very quick, but it did provide a chance for Hoyt and Jessica to reconnect, which is nice, because they were the sweetest couple ever.
They were. I agree with you. I think Hoyt and Jessica were the best couple on any True Blood until they screwed it up. And I'm having trouble, while I love their relationship, I'm having trouble getting past where the relationship ended and seeing them getting back together. Because at the end of that, when he was going all goth and just letting vampires drink out of him all the time and just...
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It was completely ridiculous. I'm having trouble getting past that and going back. But I do like Jessica and Hoyt. They are better than Jason and Jessica.
Jessica is giddy right now.
Yeah, she is. She is giddy. And if they can figure out a way to make this work, then I'm all for it. The whole deal with Jason and Bridget.
I mean, she seems like his type, but it's kind of weird how it's happening.
It's super weird how it happened. She just came down from Alaska with her boyfriend Hort. That's a Game of Thrones character, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, come back down with Hoyt, And within 2 days, she's like, "Oh, you're cute. He doesn't want to have babies with me. Maybe you'll be better." Ah,
Yeah,
lazy,
yeah,
lazy.
yeah. But it does provide also a nice. I love this part. Like Jason's at the bar having breakfast, and Hoyt walks in, and they have a nice conversation. They're kind of connecting. Like, Hoyt's like, "Hey, you seem like a guy I can hang out with," and it's breakfast, and he gets orders 2 Miller Lights, which I loved. Um, I don't know. It was kind of a nice little scene.
Yeah, it was a good moment. I'll give you that. It was a good moment for him. But
And that's when he finds out that, Vampire Bill, because you have to say it like that. You can't just say Bill, it's Vampire Bill.
Vampire Bill.
His dad is sick, and so he actually goes to the clinic to have some blood drawn for Vampire Bill so he can have some clean blood.
Which was cool.
Kind of nice, yeah.
I mean, Hoyt's always been a nice guy. He's probably been the nicest guy in the entire show.
Yes.
So, I mean, I get it. But,
All of this makes way for, the main story. So, of course, they've got Sarah Newland. They've cornered her at her old ranch. And Eric takes a bite, and yay, magically, instantly, he's cured. So they take her back to Fantasia. They've already had the Japanese labs synthesize her blood. The cure is ready to go, but they're not going to release it because you can't make money that way. You can make more money if you have a cure that almost works, that you have to have more and more and more and more of. So they're making a cure that you have to sustain. You have to keep buying more and more of it. So Eric goes and flies over to Bill's house and tells Sookie the good news, who of course just slept with Bill. And she tells him that Bill's sick, but she sees that he's cured. So it's like, what's going on? You have a cure? Oh my God, what can we do? Get it now. And he's like, don't tell anyone. I'll be back tomorrow night. She doesn't want to wait till tomorrow night, so she drives to Fantasia, where the crazy Japanese people with swords and machine guns are. Yeah.
Why does Sookie always think she knows best?
I know. He said, I will be back tomorrow night.
He's like, no, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to figure this out myself. What?
Yeah. And when did vampires stop having to sleep during the day?
I've been wondering that too, because they used to, if they didn't sleep during the day, their blood started coming out of their ears and their eyes and everything, and they got, really in bad shape.
Yeah. In the books, it's, almost impossible to wake up a vampire during the day. I mean, it takes a lot. Yeah. So that kind of annoys me. But anyway, so she goes to Fantasia, where the Japanese are like, oh no, she knows our secret, we have to kill her. And Eric's like, oh no, she's just a fangbanger that, I slept with once. Let me glamour her. Of course, Sookie can't be glamored, but they don't know that. And so while she's doing the, yes, I'll leave here, I never saw you, she's reading the Japanese guy's mind, saying, ooh, there's some secret in the basement. So she goes and checks it out and finds Sarah Newland, reads all of her memories, finds out she is the cure. And so she goes and gets Bill and brings him to Fantasia. Sneaks him in the basement, says, look, here's the cure. And he refuses to drink.
Yep. He refused to drink, and they're like, what? And he thinks he's done.
Well, this also came, right, I mean, he'd been sleeping, the only vampire actually sleeping during the day, and he just had this whacked out dream of Sookie holding their newborn baby. He looks in the blanket and it's this black void.
Yep. So he thinks that there's something, and he thinks it, and he'd just rather die because reasons.
And at first I was like, oh look, Sookie and Bill are together, and there's going to be a cure, but they were so boring together. The few times that Sookie and Eric were on screen together, it was so much better. Those two just had sparks, even though the other two were actually married. They had more chemistry on screen, I thought, than Sookie and Bill. I don't know if it's just how it was written or what, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, Bill's boring.
Yeah.
He's just always been boring. That's all there is to it. So
yeah.
I don't know how this is going to end. I actually have a theory. It's a wacky theory. But do you want to hear my theory?
Do it. Say it. Go.
I think that Sarah Newland is going to somehow become the new vampire god. I am convinced because she's always talking about this spiritual stuff and she's going to save the world and she's going to ascend and do all this stuff. And I want to see, like at the very end of the show, like after the credits, I want to see like someone says like 100 years from now, there's like vampires like worshiping Sarah Newland like they used to worship Lilith. That's what I want to see right there.
Awesome. That would be better than what I'm worried they're going towards.
What do you think?
Like, there's still, I mean, they haven't explained why the doctor freaked out when she found out, Niall was Suki's grandfather, and we still haven't really understood why Bill keeps going back to all these flashbacks. And so I'm sure that, like, in the past somewhere, when Bill became a vampire, he killed a bunch of her ancestors, and I don't know, but it's just, yeah.
We have 2 episodes left to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I just saw a comment from Chris. Hoyt is a Weirpanther in the books?
Oh, no, he wasn't.
Hoyt says he's still a Weirpanther in the series, right? So the obligations to Hotshot are still there, aren't there?
Jason was the Weirpanther, not Hoyt.
Who?
Jason.
Jason was a Weirpanther?
Yeah.
What? I haven't, Chris, if you didn't know, I have not read the books. I am just going through the TV series. So this is all a shock to me that Jason was a Weirpanther. I get it because he had the whole Weirpanther thing where they kidnapped him and did the stuff. But what?
Yeah, Jason, he's not, he's, Hotshot is the town where the Weirpanthers all lived.
Oh, okay.
And
that's right, okay.
Yeah. He wasn't a full-blown Weirpanther, like he couldn't change anytime he wanted to. He could only change during a full moon. And it wasn't even like, he looks kind of half human, half panther. He didn't like, he couldn't turn into a panther.
Was he always a Weirpanther, or did he like bit him?
No, they scratched him or bit him or something. And so he wasn't born as a Weirpanther. They turned him into one.
Okay, alright. Okay, whatever. That's weird. That's all I gotta say. That's weird.
About that part.
I find that odd. How you doing over there, Amanda?
Just fine.
Being your Rocky Raccoon?
Yeah.
This is why we're breaking this recap into smaller sections.
Yes. In case you didn't hear, we are working on breaking the recaps up into smaller pieces so that the people who haven't watched some of the shows don't sit there reading Rocky Raccoon while we're all talking. Sorry, Amanda.
That's okay. I just picked it up. I've been trying to get myself away from the social media, and I possibly found the saddest Robin Williams thing yet. You want to know what it is?
Of course.
Over on my Twitter, I just retweeted it. It's from the Academy, like Oscars, They tweeted a picture of Genie hugging Aladdin at the very, very end, and all it says is, "Genie, you're free."
Yep.
And I was like, "Gah!"
That hurts. That hurts.
Oh, God, that hurts. It hurts the soul. Oh.
There's been a lot of those. There's been a lot of those things where, like, Genie and Aladdin hugging and stuff, and they're just killing me. They're just killing me. Killing me. Oh, depressing. Yeah. All right. Stop being depressing. Anything else about True Blood, Elizabeth?
No, I think we've covered it and given our little predictions.
Yeah. You want to do a quick last ship?
Sure.
Okay. Because not a lot really happened. Not a lot really happened.
It didn't. It was very tense and exciting, and but yeah, it wasn't. There weren't a lot of things, but what happened was very.
Yes, true. Because as we went off, the Russians had captured Commander. What's his name? Commander something. Commander something else.
Well, the Russian or what?
No, the commander of the ship. The Russian needs an admiral.
Chandler. Captain James Chandler.
Okay, Chandler. So they captured Chandler, and now the admiral of the Russian ship has said, "You're going to give me the doctor and all of your research, or I'm going to kill your commander," because last time he realized they would do anything to get him back. So that's what they did. But then the team of the Nathan James says, "Oh no, we're going to get everybody back." So they came up with a plan where they would send Dr. Scott over there with the stuff they needed, but also
By
with
the
a
way,
hidden
she
weapon.
already has a vaccine. She already has tested it, and there's a monkey that didn't die.
Yes, which is important. There's a monkey that didn't die.
Hmm.
So they basically sent her out there. They had a transponder on her life vest and send her out there. But they've established a plan for disabling the ship and basically just destroying the ship while they get everybody off. And that was the whole episode, was about this plan and getting everybody off. There were a few other things in there.
There was a big thing in there because then, she discovered patient zero.
Yes.
Yeah, because at first there was just a primordial strain, which they probably could have contained. But then this asshole from Britain decides he's gonna put his own DNA in it, and that made it a million times worse. And he basically killed 4 billion people.
Yeah, and he
And he's
was nonchalant about it. He was like, "Well, it worked. It cured it in me, but I didn't realize it made me a carrier too." And he's just wandering around knowing that he's got this and didn't tell anybody. When it starts going crazy, he didn't tell anybody. He's like, "Oh, it was too late at that point. We wouldn't have helped anybody to know." It's like, "Yes, it would have. He totally would have." Oh, jerk.
And I mean, the extraction team, while they're busy planting all the bombs and stuff, Captain Chandler makes sure they go and they grab Quincy's family, so he's reunited with his family.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was actually that. So it was nice that he did that, but I have to say, whenever they got to the ship and if you have never watched anything that I've been involved in or have ever heard me talk about anything I'm involved in, I am a sucker for father-daughter stuff. And when his daughter just started screaming and running and they're hugging, I was like, "It's okay. Good show. Mm-hmm. Good show." That got me. I'm not going to lie. When the family was reunited, it got me. It's the thing.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that the patient zero guy got off the boat somehow. I mean, last time we see him, he's rushing through the hallways dressed as a sailor because they had him in this containment thing because he's contagious. He is the virus, and we see him dressed like a Russian sailor rushing through the hallways, and then we see the boat explode. So I'm assuming he gets off, and he's going to be season 2.
He's going to have to be. And the interesting thing is that while Dr. Scott has the cure, he keeps telling her it's not going to work. So they're actually testing it. They test the cure. This admiral's crazy. He gets his brother and tests his brother, injects his brother with the vaccine, and puts him in the little mesh plastic cell with the carrier of the whole thing that started this whole thing. And, he starts showing symptoms, and he's the guy saying, "See, Dr. Scott, not working, is it? You need me." So he knows something that we're missing. And I think the next week we start to realize that the vaccine's not necessarily going to work in the human trials because they've got to try it on a person to make sure it works. Somebody's going to have to get this vaccine to make sure it works. So that's going to be tough. Oh my God, Casey Wright just said hi. Hi, Casey Wright. Good Lord, woman, what time is it out there? It's like 8 in the morning or something. It's even earlier than that. You are crazy, but I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I'm kind of a sucker for military stuff, and there was a lot of that going on, and I loved how stupid that admiral was.
I'm glad he's gone. He was way too Hunt for Red October, very just so stereotypical Russian. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, now having said that, we don't know he's gone. We saw the ship pretty much blow up, but we don't know how much damage is done. I don't think that they had enough ordnance to completely destroy the ship. I think it's scuttled, crippled pretty badly. But
if anyone else besides Patient Zero survived, they're probably going to die of the virus.
That's true. Because they made a point to say, if I leave here, everyone in this whole ship dies, and then you see him walking through the halls. So I mean, they're done. They're done. There's got to be something happening. I don't know what, but we'll see. There's got to be a twist in there somewhere. I think there's only 2 or 3 episodes left in the season.
Yeah, it's almost done.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't heard anything about a season 2. Don't know if there's going to be a renewal or not. Have not heard.
All I've seen is like, when I went to look up someone's name on IMDb, it did list season 1 and 2. That doesn't really mean anything, but it did have a 2 listed. I don't know.
All right. I don't know. Haven't heard anything official, but
Amanda's finding more stuff.
No, another person just died. A Game of Thrones actor.
oh yes,
What is?
heard about that. Yes.
Like an older guy.
He was
I don't
new.
know. My internet's not going.
He was newly cast. His first appearance was going to be in this upcoming season.
He was cast as Sir Mallister, Sir Danis Mallister.
Yes.
He's
He's a
89.
watch.
Yes, he is.
But this guy was 86 years old, and they've apparently shot a few of his scenes, but not all of them. So they may rewrite or they may recast and reshoot. They're not sure yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm really confused. What I'm looking at right now, he is a White Walker. Is he a White Walker?
No, he's part of the. Where are you?
Because I don't know. The image they have of him is the White Walker, and I'm like, that's not him.
No, he's not a White Walker. He's part of
What was
the.
the name again?
He's Sir Danis Mallister. He's the oldest member of the Night's Watch. Longtime Shadow Tower Watchman, which is one of the towers I don't think we see much.
Right. So, new cast. He did die. He was 86 years old. Shot a few episodes, and it's weird because I think when HBO just recently released their kind of like casting announcement, I think he was in that casting announcement, which is really kind of depressing. Oh,
Yeah.
so sad.
Okay, I'm done with the internet for today. Like I can't even.
just stop. It's time to
I'm
stop.
out of Facebook, out of Twitter. All I'm staring at is your all's faces now.
Yay! Hi.
Hey guys.
Okay, so we'll finish up real quick to the last ship. I like the show. Still like the show. It's not spectacular, but I think it's interesting and it's well done.
Yes, it's much better than I thought it was going to be. And Casey says it's 4:35.
Oh, good lord.
God,
Casey.
woman, really? Damn.
I hope you took a nap this afternoon or something, because I don't know how you do this. That's amazing.
Are you a shift worker? Are you like, I don't understand?
One of these days, we're gonna have to like bring everybody over to like the UK and just do a tour of the UK so we can be on your time for a change.
Sure.
Yeah, let's
Great.
everybody, we're gonna go to the UK. We're gonna go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna put that line item in our budget. Let me see. Trip to Ireland. Let's see. Budget amount 0. Okay, we'll work on that. Good.
Work on it. We'll get there.
Yeah. So anywho, so Chris said that the thing with Sookie seems to be that the character in the book is a strong, independent woman, which translates in the series to bullheaded know-it-all.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Sookie's my least favorite character on the show. Hands down. Hands down my least favorite
Once
character.
again, no one likes Anna Paquin.
No, I didn't like her as Rogue in the X-Men either.
Join the club, son. Join the club. Preach to the choir.
I was so upset when she was Rogue, and I saw her as Rogue, and I'm like, you're not a very good Rogue. Because
No.
Rogue's one of my favorite X-Men. And
Rogue's a badass, and Rogue is like, eh.
yes.
Anna Paquin's Rogue's like, eh. I don't want to use my powers. Shut up. Shut the door. You use your powers. You are crazy in the books. Whatever.
It's just sad. It's Anna Paquin. I'm sorry, Anna Paquin. I'm sure you're a lovely, lovely person. I'm sure you are.
Bet you are, but damn it, I hate your roles you play in.
Yeah, I just don't like your choices. Sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, and you know, who am I to talk? I'm not in a major TV show or major movie franchise. I got nothing. But, yeah, whatever. But I do want to see somebody else play Rogue. For just a second. I never want to see anybody else play Kitty Pryde because Ellen Page is the perfect Kitty Pryde.
There are only two X-Men that I would ever want recast. One is Rogue, the other is Storm.
Yes, Storm definitely. Oh, yeah.
Although I'll give Halle Berry a slide because I thought her in the last movie, even though she barely had any screen time. I think she was half bad. She mostly just kept her mouth shut and did what she was supposed to do. But
Yeah, she did what she needed to do. You know what, though? I'm going to say I don't really like Jean Grey in the movies. Famke Johnson.
oh, Femke Jensen,
Yeah.
she's all right.
She's okay. She's not great. I don't know. I would not mind I mean, they did a great job rebooting the X-Men in like the past. At some point, they're going to catch up. I would be okay with the general recast of all those roles, except for Professor Xavier, because Patrick Stewart is Professor X. You can't. Who else could be Professor X? Nobody else could be Professor X.
No.
Okay, we got one more show to talk about.
Yes, the other vampire show.
The Strain.
Yeah, so this one didn't have, we weren't actually yelling at the screen this time. So I think that's an improvement from last week. What did you think?
Say that again?
We didn't have to yell at the screen because someone's being so freaking stupid.
Yes, there was not quite as much yelling at the screen this week.
Yes, nothing huge happened in this one. There was more of just the same, yes, we know their genitals have fallen off. We know that they're, eating people. It's true. In fact, Bolivar's manager actually hires a urologist to come over, and of course it's too late because we know he's already flushed his junk down the toilet, and then he kills her. And
Well, he's full vampire now, man. There's no left in there. He's full vampire now.
He even kills the person the manager hires to clean up the problem. Yeah, kills him too. The attorney's not quite as far along. She's just now to the What's that?
He's close.
Close, yeah. She does have the eyeball thing going on, which unfortunately the nanny sees, and so grabs the kids and runs.
Wait, somebody actually made a rational decision in the show?
What?
You see the mom with the second eyelids blinking sideways, sniffing her children's neck in a creepy way, and you're going to take them and leave. What a great reaction.
My only complaint was she knew the mom was going out for a run. I would have waited for the mom to go out the door before I snuck the kids out with their suitcases to go see a movie.
Yeah.
But, besides that, yay, a smart decision.
Now, having said that, I'm going to give the nanny credit for the smart decision. I'm going to give her a minus because, again, this lady was on a plane where everyone died. She's sick in bed, and you're not calling anybody about it.
Exactly.
Not a good decision.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Abraham and F, they're sitting at the French guy's house that they just killed, and they're having scrambled eggs, and they team up. They have their plan. So F has this modified nail gun that shoots out silver nails because, as we all know, silver slows down vampires. So he's going to shoot him with the nails so that Abraham can cut his head off with the sword. Good plan, I guess. F, of course, needs to get some proof for the CDC because they won't listen to him or pay attention to the dead bodies that are stacking up. And so he's like, well, I'm going to film it while I'm shooting the nail gun. And he's like, all right, but if you get infected, I'm going to kill you too. What else? We see a lot of flashbacks to when Abraham was in the concentration camps. And, of course, he happened to go to the one that, oh, God, what's his name? Eichhorst or whatever? Eichhorst. That Eichhorst was running, which was just like a giant buffet for the master. Because every night he would sneak into the dorms and, kill someone. So that's where they first met the master. And, oh God, what else? They kind of go to the house where the guy's chained up in the shed. They find the wife has hung herself. And they find the dude who chained himself, and they kill him and the neighbor. Oh God, what else?
Can I just say I was a little disappointed that the wife killed herself?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like her, but I was a little disappointed that she killed herself.
It was, yeah. It was kind of a weak little ending there. especially after she shoved the neighbor into the shed.
I know, yeah. There needed to be some kind of resolution to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was annoying.
Um, so Vasily, the exterminator guy, he gets like just more and more work orders to go like to these individual places. He's like, screw it. So he decides to go into the sewer to figure out why all the rats are coming out and acting so strange. And of course, that's where he finds all the missing dead passengers, like with just blood and yeah, all of them. And so he runs out. I don't know if he didn't close the door or whatever. Oh, and by the way, sun also slows them down. I don't know if it kills them or not, but
No, they can't be in the sun.
yeah. So yeah, they get out, and we find this out because Nora goes to visit her mother at the assisted living home, and yeah, it's now overrun with vampires. Yeah.
So now she's taking her senile mother on the road with her. This is going to end bad. I can tell you this right now, because
Yeah. No
her
other.
mother has a history of wandering off at the middle of the night.
Yeah.
This is going to end bad.
Oh yeah, and apparently if you hold a mirror in front of someone who's infected, their reflection vibrate.
A
Silver mirror. Yes.
Got the silver.
That was odd.
Yeah, it happened.
Nothing huge. Oh, and F tried to take the video to the CDC, and all they wanted to do was arrest him for killing the vampire, killing the guy with the tongue hanging out.
It's like, did they not at least find? I mean, okay. First of all, what's her name? Still has a video of the autopsy that they did. Why isn't she showing this to anybody? She's just moping around going to visit the assisted living home. I get it. Take care of your family. You have video evidence of a world-changing thing, and you're not doing anything with it.
And the Hobbit dude isn't backing you up. He's not saying, yeah, he really. I mean, we didn't have a choice. We had to kill him, or he would have killed us.
Yeah. Yeah, why isn't he saying this? He could say this. God.
It was clearly a big setup episode because it didn't really go forward much, but I don't know.
You know, the scenes from the next one looked interesting.
Yes, it's definitely about to get much more.
I am definitely ready for them to start speeding up the action a little bit because it's just going too slow. And again, I've said it before, I like a slow burn in my stories. This is a slow-ass burn. Really slow. Chris is glad we haven't given up on the strain. I haven't given up on it yet. If there had been another episode this week like last week's strain, I would probably be like, nope, I am not wasting my time with that shit. But it was okay this week. Eric's still got to catch up with it. Why, Eric? Just watch it. You'll whatever. And Casey says we should come to the MCM Comic Con in 2015 in Belfast. I would love to come to Belfast. I have never actually been to Belfast before. I would love that.
What time of year?
What's that?
I asked what time of year.
I don't know. Let's see. MCM Comic Con in 2015. Let's look that up. Have you ever been over to one of those Comic Cons, Amanda? How do you know?
Are you kidding? I'm scraping everything together just to get to myself to Atlanta in 2 weeks. There's no way I can cross the sea.
Oh, no. When do you start the new job, by the way?
Monday.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yay.
That's another thing I've been trying to get together and all the stuff squared away for that. It's just been one hectic 3 weeks, man.
Awesome.
I'm really excited, though. Woo-woo.
Looks like Belfast Comic Con is in June, if I'm right. Yes. Maybe by June of next year, we'll have a ton of money at Weird Girls, and we can just have a field trip.
Yeah.
Well, you and I at least were planning a trip to Europe next May.
Yes. We were planning to go next May.
The MCM Comic-Cons are always really awesome. I love the videos. All the London Comic-Cons are just really cool.
Oh my god, yeah. Every year I look forward to the London Comic-Con cosplay videos.
I know. Ones that Sneaky Zebra guys do. Which, by the way, really nice guys. Met them at San Diego.
They do amazing cosplay videos.
They do. I was pissed that I did not get in the one for San Diego. Like, I had their phone numbers. They were like, seriously, text us when you can. I'm like, guys, I have like a 50-pound dragon on my shoulder. I can't even reach my phone. I'm gonna have to just run into you guys. They're like, we'll find you. I promise. I promise. Well, they were doing stuff with the Nerdist, so they only had. Usually, they have 2 guys doing it, and like one guy videoing and the other one just setting stuff up. Well, they were like separate, so they both were videoing. And one was doing exclusive Nerdist stuff, and the other one was going off on his own. And I just couldn't find him.
That's rough. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm in others.
There will be other cons, and you will have other costumes.
Oh, 100%.
I have a sense that the Sith Elsa will be quite the hit.
Oh my gosh. If I can pull her off, if I can get her done, I think she's going to be amazing. Really, really cool.
I am super looking forward to that one. I'm telling you right now. Super. So yeah, I should say that Eric is going to watch the show because he actually interviewed Sean Astin recently, so he really wants to watch the show. So yeah, he wants to watch that. And yes, Chris, Amanda is. Oh, are you going to Dragon Con this year, Amanda?
Yep, it's in 2 weeks, Atlanta, yo. That's what I'm doing Sith Elsa for.
Duh. I'm an idiot. Sorry, it's late.
It's okay. It's all right. I have 8 costumes for that convention, yo.
How? Oh my God! So how many times are you changing?
Probably twice a day usually. I think the only day I have 3 is Friday? Maybe?
That
I don't
just
know.
sounds exhausting to me. Isn't that exhausting?
It is very exhausting. My friends and I, we were talking about it because I'm cosplaying with like all of my Wolfpack girls. So like all from Michigan, April, Gloria, and Pretty Lush, and all them. Going with them, and we were talking about how like we're so excited for Dragon Con, but I'm so looking for it to be over. I just want a break.
Yeah, I can imagine. You've done a lot this year.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Whatever, it's awesome though. Yay!
Yay, stuff.
I'm very tired right now.
Of course. So I think anything else about the strain? Did we miss anything?
No, I don't think so. It just needs to speed up. And
I mean, I was pretty annoyed at the flashbacks to the concentration camp because number one, I think they got the age wrong because whatever the guy's name is, yeah, the vampire hunter guy, Filch, yeah,
Abraham.
Filch, same guy that played Filch. Back in the concentration camp, he is like in his 20s, which would make the guy now like almost 100.
Yeah, definitely.
He does not look like he's that old. I think that I expected him to be like maybe 10, like a little kid back in the concentration camp. He's not.
Right.
But that kind of bugged me. And nothing really happened there. We saw that the German was not always the vampire guy that he is now back then, so something happened at the camp that changed him. But outside of that, that's all we learned.
I think he was already a vampire dude there.
No, he was in the middle of the sun. He was outside.
Oh. Well, but if he has the fake skin on, then it wouldn't be blocking.
I don't know about that. I've never seen this guy. This guy has never been outside in the show. Every time he enters the room of the Stoneheart thing, they dim the windows and everything. I don't think he can be outside.
Very true.
Maybe wrong, but I don't think so. Okay, let's talk real quick. Anything you watching on the YouTubes, Amanda?
What am I watching on the YouTubes? Cartoon Hangover has some new shorts out. One's called Manly, and the other one's called, damn it, I don't remember. But it's about a little boy who is going to go trying to see a zombie movie. He's trying to get in, and it's really, really cute. Got a Bee and Puppy Cat-esque, but it's a little more boy-centric instead of cutesy, if that makes sense.
I'm going to have to watch that. That sounds good.
It's really cute. I can't remember if it's been full. I think it was fully released. I think they were giving trailers out right before San Diego, and then when San Diego hit is when they released it. As far as anything else goes, I'm watching a lot of Key and Peele recently because everything's really funny. Comedy Central guys, have you seen them? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
Oh, Key and Peele. Yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff on there. I went to a big party in Bloomington on Saturday, and we were gonna go out on a boat, and we got rained in, so we had all kinds of food and alcohol. So we were like, well, let's just have a big party, and all we did was watch YouTube videos like all day. So we watched a lot of Key and Peele and had a really fun time laughing at all of those. And I love their comedy. It's so funny.
Yeah, they're funny. Key and Peele are great.
So funny.
Elizabeth, what are you watching?
Yeah, no. So like today I drove 8 hours. And so today was all podcast. And last week it was all about making a giant beer bottle pinata. So yeah.
I don't want to hit that. Like, I don't want to break it. That would hurt.
But it was full of little bottles of liquor and Starbucks gift cards. And
It was the best thing. I said,
Oh, I thought you it was like made out of bottles, and I was like, no, don't hit that. Shattered glass. Really? Okay. Never mind.
I made a giant paper mache beer bottle.
yep,
That's
it was
awesome.
a giant paper mache beer bottle full. And you know what? The one thing that I think we could have done better with the pinata is there were mostly adults at this event. There were a few kids, one really, and it was really full of candy and only a little bit of liquor. I think we need like a full-on adult pinata with like little bottles of liquor, pair of socks, stuff that people want and need. That's what I think needs to be in there.
Subscription,
Yes.
chocolate cake.
Starbucks gift cards. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what needs to be in a pinata.
Well, I put like all the candy in there, knowing the kid would be all over it, hoping they would be distracted by all the candy, so the adults could get everything else. That was kind of my thinking.
Yeah.
Until one kid's like, Mommy, I got Jack Daniels. Put it down, son. Not for
Yeah,
you.
we did get a little picture of a toddler holding a little thing of Jack going,
We do. We have a picture of Lily. Lily was holding some. We have a picture of Lily in a Jack Daniels bottle.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell everybody something that I'm watching that you should watch. You should watch our new show, The Heroes of Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Of
Because
course.
Heroes of Awesome is our Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game where we're learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons. I am having so much fun with this show. So much fun. And we finally got. See, here's the deal. If you watch the first couple of episodes, you're going to see that quality's not that great. I admit it. The sound's not that good. I was really trying to figure out a way to use the equipment I had to make this work. And about 4 episodes in, maybe 5, I realized I can't do it. So I started renting some more equipment. So I've got enough equipment now. The sound's cleaning up. Everybody's getting used to doing stuff. Since I'm not behind camera, I've got to have other people doing things for me and helping out. We're finally getting that figured out, and we're all having so much fun. I mean, it's just a lot of fun, and it's surprisingly intense.
Yes, especially this last one.
God, this last one, ugh.
Get it! Find it!
God.
Yeah.
Shoot me in the face. And I got to tell you, too, we've got a few episodes in the can that we're working on post-production on. They come out every other week because it takes a long time for us to get all that footage with everything else we're doing. The one we just shot yesterday, one yesterday. Oh, my God, I'm still exhausted. It is just emotionally we were all wrecks. It's ridiculous. Oh, my God. So you should watch this show. Because it's fun and we're working hard on it, and we think you guys will like it. And you should watch it before Will Wheaton comes out with his version.
Yeah, really.
That's right, I said it.
Damn it, Will.
Dang it, Will.
Oh,
You keep stealing your ideas.
You and your budgets and being able to make stuff that looks good and pretty with money.
You want me to, like, Tanya Harding him at Dragon Con in a couple weeks? She's like, pick him out.
Just a little foam bat. Poof! What was that for? Nothing.
Nothing.
Never mind.
Awesome.
All right, I think that's all we got, guys. We've talked a lot. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, there's like 3 huge weekends coming up in a row.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Oh, we should totally talk about this coming weekend. What am I thinking?
Oh,
There's 3
yo.
weekends.
Yes, because this weekend, Sunday, this coming Sunday, is the Geeky Awards.
Ah,
Our very own Danny Danger is nominated for a Geeky Award for Best Personality, Best Online Personality. And her GoFundMe made it. She made enough money so that she can afford all of her stuff so she can get out there. She's still got other expenses. We're hoping that we'll get a little more trickled in because there's some other expenses. But she is going to be there, and I am going to go as well, so I will be there as well to hang out at the Geeky Awards, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna shoot a pull list with Amy Dolan while we're there, so we're really excited about that. And we may do some other stuff. We'll see if we can slap some things together. I'm only there for like 2 days, but we are going to try to throw as much as we can in there. To anybody that donated, thank you so much for the donations. I can't tell you how excited and appreciative Danny is. She's just beside herself right now, and a little nervous, so send her some encouragement. But yeah, we'll be doing that this weekend. Very excited about that.
So that's one weekend.
What's the next one? I've lost track.
Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who, yes.
Oh.
She's like, oh.
Sorry.
Yes, the new Doctor, Peter Capaldi, starting soon. A lot of excitement about this. A totally different Doctor.
Yeah, so that's weekend number 2. And then weekend number 3.
I don't know. Tell me. I'm just barely making it through 1 week at a time right now. What's next? What? The Super Bowl? What?
No, UT football starts up.
Oh, UT football.
Yeah, UT football starts up. How you gonna do this year, huh? Got that new coach?
We are not going to do very well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty strong.
He's fantastic. He's gotten rid of half the team.
Our first game is Labor Day, and I'll be driving back early. This is how much I love Louisville football. I'm leaving DragonCon early, so I do not miss the game.
Wow. That's huge.
It's a 7-hour drive for me, so I'm leaving Sunday night, staying in Nashville, and then coming back Monday morning in time for our 7 o'clock kickoff, plus tailgating.
Oh, my God.
That's impressive.
Best time of the year. It's the best time of the year.
I know.
Yeah, you and Elizabeth would get along. You and Elizabeth should have, like, watch parties because you would totally get along this time of year.
Except I'm worried. Like, my birthday's on Saturday, and we're playing UCLA on my birthday. And the last time we played UCLA on my birthday, we lost 66-3.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
I love that you remember that happened on your birthday like 10 years ago or something like that. And this is still
no, it was longer than that. It was my 21st birthday. Yeah,
oh, God. Okay. So that's just never leaving you. You've been scarred for life.
Yeah, well, I went to the game. I didn't make it till the fourth quarter because I was so hungover. But I had to go to the games. At the time, I was dating an Aggie, and I had, like, for my birthday, he promised to do that. So, yeah, that's why I remember that game. It was like, I was so sick, but I made it.
But you made it. Good job. True fan, man.
Right. We'll see if she can maintain consciousness for this one.
Good luck.
But in answer to your question, we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle. There's no doubt in my mind.
Pledge allegiance to the struggle.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's for the good. It's a good thing, you know.
It's a good thing, yes. I think that in the long run, it's a good thing, but I think that this first year is gonna be tough.
He's kicked a lot of people off the team. Some are just like for a few games, but some are off.
Which
well, I bid you luck. Take the luck.
You as well. Maybe we'll see you in a bowl game.
No, that will never happen. The closest we came was the Sugar Bowl, and that was against Florida. We'll never see Louisville play UT. Like, I will never see that.
Never happen. What if they actually schedule it one year, like one of the early games of the season before conference play starts?
Oh my God, I don't know what we could do. Seriously, it would be crazy because UT is so big and Louisville football is not at all that size, nowhere near. It's just.
Okay, no. Our first game is against North Texas.
Which is probably smaller than Louisville.
Yeah, that's like a band team.
Yeah, it's like playing a high school team.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, my brother graduated from North Texas. Sorry, but it's whatever.
But
anyway, if that ever happens, we'll just say right now, if it ever happens that Louisville and Texas play, we are going to have a live Google Hangout.
That would be so fun. That would be so fun.
That's what'll happen.
I bet they might with the Coach Strong connection. They might do it.
You might. You never know. You never know.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I think that's all. We've talked too much.
Yeah.
Chris does Heroes of Awesome has been great. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
It's very awesome, and we're actually looking at switching to the new rule set, which is going to change everything. So that's how that goes. That'll be fun. But I think we're going to let it go because it's been a long night. We've all got things to do. You've got things to do. If you're Casey, you probably need to get some sleep. Just go to sleep. Maybe if we end up in Belfast in June, we'll say hi to Casey. That'll happen. And Casey, you were at VidCon. I missed you at VidCon. I'm sorry I missed you. I was running all over the place. I'm wearing a VidCon shirt. But yeah, sorry I missed you. You were there and all the way from Ireland, and I missed you. But that's okay. Maybe next time. So, unless anybody has anything else, let's call this thing a night. Anybody else? No?
That's all I got.
No? We're going to call it a night. Everybody, thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be around. Thanks again for all of the help with Danny Danger getting through everything. Make sure you throw her some support on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else that you see her around on the interwebs. We'll give you updates when we're in LA this week. Probably do a couple of quick little shoots and quick videos. And a pull us with Amy Dolan coming next week after our shoot. So that's all we got. Everybody say bye.
Bye, amigos.